You've probably heard me say that the plumbing of the financial system is already witnessing one of the largest changes in history. And I say that, and I truly do mean it. I want you all to understand that the plumbing is being changed. We're not even going to see it. We're not even going to realize that it has changed. We're just going to see the benefits of it. This is why I always say that if you're not here actually researching, studying, or even listening to the YouTube videos, you're completely in the dark. You probably don't even realize that 90% of this stuff is actually happening. But in this video, I actually want to address how Ripple and XRP are being secretly integrated into the global financial system in a way that most people are just not even aware of. So with that being said, welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's take a quick look at this video here from Subjective Views. This is actually the Chief Risk Officer at Zodiac Custody by Standard Chartered. They're saying that custody of digital assets is the foundation and the plumbing and is essential for institutional safekeeping, auditing, regulatory compliance, and connectivity to all participants. And reminder, yes, Zodiac Custody is integrated with Ripple to offer their clients a global institutional network with enhanced security, risk management, and compliance for their digital asset flows. Check this out.
Hi everyone, really glad to join you today. I'm Anush Arifshatian. I'm the Chief Risk Officer at Zodiac Custody, which is a digital asset custodian globally that is owned by Standard Chartered, Northern Trust, National Australia Bank, and SBI Digital Asset Holdings. Hopefully I haven't forgotten any there with that one. I think as you think about it, and just thinking about the tokenized economy going forward, the way I like to think about it is three things. You have the technology, you have which already exists. I think that's been the boon of the past 5 years in terms of every year we keep saying this year is the year of tokenization, this year is the year of tokenization, and it keeps going on. So the technology is there. You need the operations, right? And when I think about the operations, I'm including things in there such as the regulatory compliance, including things such as the private-to-private collaboration, the private-to-public collaboration as well. And then eventually you also have the use cases, which I think are the most critical element of whether or not this will truly take off and be mainstream adopted. And if you think about the use cases over the course of the past 4 or 5 years, everything that can be tokenized has almost been so. And what we really need to think about is solving pain points at the end of the day, very much to what Johnny was mentioning earlier, solving pain points for our clients, whether that's for trade financing purposes we were speaking about yesterday, whether that's for cross-border payments, whether that's for atomic settlements as well. I think this is where what we're trying to do at Zodiac Custody, at the end of the day with digital assets, custody, I like to think of it as the foundations or the plumbing. We ourselves might not be doing the sexiest of activities, but at the end of the day, custody is an essential in terms of any kind of institutional safekeeping, auditing, regulatory compliance, and at the end of the day, also connectivity to all of the rest of the participants. So what we are trying to do as part of our value proposition is connect with the likes of the rest of the participants in the ecosystem, the likes of the tokenies, the likes of the clear banks, and to build out that ecosystem so that at the end of the day, you have a connected and mature integration across participants.
And she is 100% correct here, right? When we think about realizing in all of these benefits, you need that interconnectiveness. You need to have that interoperability in place as well. And, you know, Ripple and even the XRP ledger is fully integrated and actually connected between a lot of these institutional networks. A lot of people don't realize this, but you have like Zodiac Custody with Standard Chartered. That's just one player here. When we look at the biggest networks out there, like Volante, for an example, Finastra, essentially, like these companies are already integrated with Ripple. These are some of the largest players out there connected to thousands, and I mean thousands, of fintech companies, credit unions, banks. It's actually insane on how intertwined Ripple really is. But yes, Zodiac Custody needs to be focused on because custody itself is the foundation. It is the plumbing, and it is essential. Even over here, we have Standard Chartered and also SBI owned Zodiac Custody mapped out the current landscape of tokenized assets in a new report titled The Future of Custody in a Tokenized World. They listed Ripple Metaco under custody and brokerage. Now remember that Metaco is now officially just Ripple. But if we look at the current landscape, we have DeFi, trading technology, OTC market makers, clearing and settlement, lending, asset managers, brokers, custody and brokerage, issuance platforms, and also exchanges. And when we look at Metaco, which is now Ripple, it is under custody and brokerage. And Metaco, before it merged into Ripple, we already had so many names tied to Metaco, which are now under the Ripple umbrella. And some of those names included some of the largest banks out there, like Citi, for an example. This is interesting. Now, also over here, we have NASDAQ, Zodiac Custody, and Ripple. NASDAQ has chosen Zodiac Custody as its core custodian for crypto indexes, marking a significant step forward in secure digital asset custody with implementation set for December 2024. We know that Zodiac Custody has been a partner of Metaco and Ripple since their announcement in December of 2023. In April of 2023 as well, Zodiac Custody had raised $36 million in funding round led by Japan's SBI Holdings, SBI bringing its total funds raised to $68 million. The investment had aimed to expand Zodiac's global presence, while SBI had aimed to enhance their global digital asset strategy through the collaboration with Zodiac's shareholding, now approximately 69.5%. Standard Chartered with 69.5%, 20% at SBI, 8% Northern Trust, and 2.5% Zodiac Investments. Check this out.
Introducing the network of networks. Interchange Connect unlocks a new era of connectivity and is your solution to advanced off-exchange settlement, minimizing counterparty risk simply, safely, and securely. Say goodbye to access restrictions and inefficiencies. Interchange Connect lets clients securely transfer digital assets between their accounts through API, eliminating the need for multiple accounts and network management. Via your Zodiac Custody wallet, connect seamlessly with Metaco, Fireblocks, and Clearloop, the first networks in our ever-evolving ecosystem. Explore the future of connectivity with Zodiac Custody, the most connected, qualified custodian.
Now, listen, as we really look at what's happening here, Zodiac Custody is fully integrated with Ripple. They've always been at the forefront. Standard Chartered has always been at the forefront with Ripple. They were a very early on investor, actually, of Ripple's as well. They actually were one of the bigger players to really kind of join up and become integrated with Ripple. But also in this, we have from the CEO of Zodiac Custody talking a little bit more about the integration and talking about their plans as well. Check it out.
So a 2-minute overview on what we are and who we are. So we came out of Standard Chartered Bank as part of their innovation program 4 years ago as a standalone crypto custodian. This is super important because post FTX, that language is really important. Pre FTX, people didn't care about us. They cared because they had an exchange and they had a custodian and they were all happy. Now the world has changed, and being owned by a bank, or by 3 banks in fact, is actually super important to the safety and security of your digital assets. And being owned by a bank, or by 3 banks.
And yeah, I mean, this is owned by 3 banks, 3 major banking clients. And, you know, I don't think people realize, like, the banks are already here. They're already here, and they're already choosing their players to actually, you know, embark on this journey with. And Ripple is one of them. Now, on top of this, remember what Chris Larson has always stated. Back in 2016, he said Ripple operates in the plumbing of transactions, and proving that can change the cost and quality financial services. Now, on top of this, if we go over here, we have Battle of the Rails. Behind the scenes payments processing, the plumbing of payments is also changing. Outsourcing of cloud and platform infrastructure will become increasingly important too. In our survey, 8 out of 10 financial services organizations expected to have outsourced such infrastructure by 2025. Adopt open loop technologies and seek interoperability in order to benefit from and not fall behind on the ongoing globalization of digital payment rails. And also over here we have in North America, from Main Street to Wall Street and everywhere in between, moving from Main Street to Wall Street, we see growing recognition of the promise of blockchain technology to markedly improve the plumbing of financial flows that large institutions rely on. And here we actually have the demographics and tech advantages fuel growth. 99% share of circulating stablecoin supply tied to USD. We have over 1,441 trillion or 1.4 quadrillion US high value payments and wholesale finance money flows in 2021, and 88% the share of all foreign exchange transactions involving USD. So if we're thinking about this, Ripple does stand at the forefront of all of this, with all of their connections to a lot of the US banks, by the way, as well. But the overall connections to the FX market, I mean, Ripple has absolutely, they've been hard at work for the last, 4 years, if we're going all the way back to the lawsuit. A lot of people thought that it hindered growth completely for Ripple, but it didn't. In fact, it actually sparked a lot of the growth that we've witnessed. But also over here, we have state commercial laws generally are being updated for digital assets through the Uniform Law Commission process, which should be finished by approximately 2022. That's already done, by the way. But we also have digital asset use is spiking now as more mainstream users are entering the market. And here we have the rise of so-called modern core banking software systems will be a critical component to the smooth functioning of tradable bank deposits within the traditional financial systems plumbing, including connectivity with FedNow when that comes online. The role of tradable bank deposits integrated into FedNow. Now, also, if we go all the way back to 2016, we have Ripple and XRP can cut banks' global settlement cost up to 60%. And this is big, because they're saving the banks 60%, which means the banks could pocket that 60% if they wanted to. It's totally up to what the bank wants to do here. But 60% is so significant. And if we actually scroll down, this is where you have this image from, where it seems as though this is becoming a reality with RLUSD. But here we have the savings with Ripple XRP, and then Ripple XRP with low volatility XRP. And by the way, this is exactly why XRP will also be integrated into the system, because of the savings that you get when you combine Ripple with XRP. But we also have, by matter of rewiring the world's financial plumbing so transactional costs are a step change lower, distributed financial technology makes the currently impossible or improbable both possible and profitable. In the world of payments, a technology solution like Ripple and XRP creates unprecedented cost efficiency and global reach so banks can profitably serve use cases like global disbursements, international cash pooling, low-value remittances, and even micropayments. Beyond payments, this same model of using Ripple and XRP can free billions of dollars, it's now trillions, currently trapped in collateral accounts or absorbed as cost in any other financial market, from repo to derivatives. That's always been the focus. And you know what's crazy about this? All of this is documented in some of the largest organizational PDF files out there. Like, for example, the BIS. The BIS even said fixing the plumbing matters. Global financial transfers were well over 20 trillion in 2019 and are expected to hit 30 trillion by 2022. Improving the cost, speed, and reliability of payments should remove frictions and prevent many small businesses reaching out to customers beyond their borders. 6 out of 10 cross-border business-to-business payments require some kind of manual intervention, each taking at least 15 to 20 minutes. And listen, this is all with the CPMI group, the same group that Ripple joined back in the summer of 2023. Insane to me. Now, to wrap this up, I also want to play this clip, which is, there's an old saying some of you might have heard before that I'd like to share. A new broom sweeps clean, but an old broom knows the corners. Ripple represents the new broom in town, but they certainly need the wisdom of the old broom, the DTCC, to navigate the dusty corners of the financial system. It's like having a fresh-faced intern with a shiny new broom, eager to sweep away inefficiencies, and a seasoned janitor who knows exactly where all the cobwebs are hiding. Together, they can navigate the complexities and re-architecting the plumbing of the financial system and save participants a ton of money. And this speaker is actually Marcus Invinger, the SVP of Ripple X. Check it out.
Marcus, when we talk about regulatory reviews, audits, all the words that Babacar used, too much, will that actually be needed in this decentralized world? Will it kill the vibe of blockchain?
I mean, it's a fair question, right? If you over-regulate anything, right, it will create massive administrative burdens for the companies that want to provide services, right? We see that with the financial industry. I think they spend like, I don't know, 10% or even more of their revenue for compliance and being compliant with regulation. So I think, you know, on the one hand, the technology needs to be compatible with the existing regulation for it to really solve problems today, right? And we need to find the right balance between tapping into blockchain technology but being really able to deliver value.
So you don't believe in, let's say, two isolated worlds who simply do their own thing apart from each other, not connecting. You believe in eventually there must be a seamless connection to the, let's call it, traditional world and the new environment.
So by the way, this is what Ripple has been about since the first instance. We have built solutions that deliver value today by connecting blockchain technology together with you know, an application around which we call RippleNet, a payments network, and we do billions of dollars of payment volume today instantly, free of cost, in remittance corridors that are popular.
Exactly.
And so we do that by combining certain elements of what you would consider DeFi and CeFi. And so I believe if you want to be, you know, demonstrating the promise of this technology, if you want to drive regulatory clarity, if you want to drive adoption, you need to compromise using this technology as opposed to, you know, going full decentral, peer-to-peer. People aren't always nice with each other.
Okay.
And it just dawned at me at this point in time that the route to salvation, if you will, the route to really getting to decentralized market infrastructure is actually through a centralized CSD, which is DTCC.
Now, should everything be peer-to-peer and, you know, decentralized in a one utopian world in the future? I'm not so sure about that. I feel it's about, you know, like, decentralization is not a switch. It's kind of like a journey, right? It's a process, and blockchain technology can really help kind of like reduce these red tapes and solve for the friction that we have been in the existing system.
It can't be a solution for everything and anything because nothing ever is.
Right.
So you have to understand there always will be a more traditional environment with traditional rule book and traditional code of law, but there will be something else adjacent.
So yeah, I mean, listen, as we really look at this, it's all about the public-private collaboration. The public-private collaboration is ongoing with some of the biggest names out there like the DTCC, who does settle over $3 quadrillion worth of securities transactions per year, and they're moving already on-chain through tokenization. So if we're thinking about all of this, yeah, the entire landscape, the entire architecture, the plumbing of the financial system as we know it is changing before our eyes. And it's very clear that Ripple and XRP are at the forefront of this. They always have been. Ever since the inception of Ripple, the goal has always been to be the plumbers. They want to be the ones that are changing out the plumbing. They want to be the ones that are ultimately revolutionizing the global financial system with names like the BIS, the DTCC, Swift. A lot of people look at Ripple and Swift as competitors, but ultimately, you know, they could work together. In fact, the CPMI group has both Ripple and Swift on it. So we are witnessing one of the biggest changes in history around finance right now. And almost nobody even realizes it unless you're deep in crypto right now. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord on the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.